The Psalm 145 is an incomparable song of praise, which is the last of the alphabetic songs. Each verse, beginning with a consecutive letter of the Hebrew alphabet, is supposed to have been composed by David toward the end of his life. I was recently hearing a sermon by Lyndon Duncan about this psalm, and I would like to share some ideas from it. So we read the following words by David: I will extol you, my God and King, and bless your name forever and ever. Every day I will bless you and praise your name forever and ever. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. So David shows us that praise requires great thoughts of God, and great thoughts of God fuel our praise. And that means that our praise is attached to our view of who God is. William Plummer, an American preacher from the 19th century, said this: nothing has a more pernicious effect on character than low thoughts of God. Unless we have great thoughts of God, our thoughts of sin will be low, our sense of obligation feeble, and our praises dull. If we believe that God is great, it moves us to great praise. But if our hearts have low views of Him, if we lack appreciation of His greatness, it will lead to a lack of praise and worship. Low views of God lead to low views of sin, weak motivation to serve Him, and empty and shallow worship. But David continues, your kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and your dominion endures through all generations. The Lord is trustworthy in all he promises, and faithful in all he does. Voltaire said once, in 100 years from my day there will not be a Bible in the earth except one that is locked upon by an antiquarian curiosity seeker. He said that about 300 years ago. So God reigns. He has an everlasting kingdom. His kingdom will not end. It will go forever and ever. The Lord is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, rich in love. The Lord is good to all. He has compassion on all he has made. What an amazing God we have. An eternal God of heavens and earth that is gracious and compassionate. A God that doesn't give us what we really deserve. A God that holds his anger and makes his love available to all. A God that gave his only Son as a ransom so we can have a relationship with him. A God that speaks with all generations and that is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He is the place where we find everlasting peace and love. God doesn't need our praise, but he definitely deserves it. So what should we do? We should pray with our spirit, but we should also pray with our understanding. We should sing with our spirit, but should also sing with our understanding.